Hello and welcome back to the channel. So we start with some very sad news. After a tip-off yesterday, it's been confirmed in a statement by the Trussville Police Department late yesterday afternoon, Friday, January 3rd, that the female body found in a shallow grave in the backyard of a home on Chapel Drive in Hueytown was that of Paighton Houston. The house is about 20 miles from the Tin Roof Bar where Paighton was last seen. The body was found wrapped in a fabric sheet, as I say, in a shallow grave. The Jefferson County's Coroner's Office has not yet released the cause and manner of Paighton's death. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers are with the family at this time. According to police, Paighton left the Tin Roof Bar, Lakeview area of Birmingham, Alabama, where she was with co-workers at approximately 10:45 p.m. on December 20th. Reportedly willingly, with two heavy-set black males, although police have reviewed the CCTV footage and they've not been able to identify either Paighton or the two black males, so we're going to have to hear more about that. Friends say that she didn't know the men, and the last to be heard from Paighton was a text to a co-worker friend a few hours later saying that she didn't know where she was and she felt she might be in trouble. Now, neighbours of the house where she was found say that an elderly man used to live at the home, but family members took him out of the house a while back to care for him. So it's not clear at the moment whether anybody is still currently living in that property or who owns that property. Jefferson County Sheriff's Chief Deputy David Agee said that the Sheriff's Office is taken over as the lead investigative agency now on the discovery of the remains. He emphasised that this is a death investigation that has not yet been deemed a homicide. Right now we have a lot more questions than answers, but we hope to have those answers real soon. We're going to work hard and we're going to find out what happened. So let's just pray for justice for Paighton, and let's just hope that the evildoers that have done this are found and brought to justice. So next we have the two missing children from Idaho that we've reported on this channel before. It's Joshua Vallow, 7, and Tylee Ryan, 17, that the FBI and the police across the country are searching for. Not only that, they're also looking for the mother and her new husband. Lori Vallow is the mother, and Chad Daybell is her new husband, and they're being sought for questioning. Earlier this week, police put out an appeal to Lori and Chad to come forward and reveal the whereabouts of the children. Now, both are said to have an interest in doomsday scenarios and near-death experiences, and are members of some kind of cult. Now, the parents said, the last thing that they said was that the kids were family in Arizona, a claim which turned out to be a lie. And then the parents basically fled the state, police have said. Now, in addition to this, just to make things even more mysterious, the pair of them both had deceased former spouses. The former wife of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow's last two husbands have all died relatively young. Authorities have revealed that they have reopened their investigation into the 2019 death of Chad Daybell's wife, Tammy, who died just a few weeks before Chad married Lori. Literally a few weeks before. Now, Lori Vallow is the adopted mother of Joshua, but the biological mother of Tylee, and she's completely refused to assist this investigation. Lori is 46 years of age, 5'6" tall, 125 pounds, has blonde hair and blue eyes. Chad Daybell is 51, 6'3", 230 pounds, has brown hair and blue eyes. Anyone with information about this pair is asked to contact the Rexburg police department or your local FBI office. So as I say, authorities were investigating Chad Daybell's wife's death when they learned that the two children were missing and determined that Chad had married Laurie within weeks of his wife Tammy's death. At that point, authorities tried to conduct a welfare check on Joshua, who is an adopted 7-year-old special needs son of Laurie. Extended family had not been able to speak with Joshua since September of last year. Laurie and Chad told Rexburg police that Joshua was staying with a family friend, but investigators found out this to be a lie. They then began executing search warrants, at which time Laurie and Chad fled Rexburg. Police then got the FBI involved, and they were able to determine that Joshua last attended school way back on September 23rd of 2019. In addition, Laurie's 17-year-old daughter Tylee who was living with Laurie in Rexburg, but also now not been seen since September of last year. So this is Laurie Vallow's third husband. Her first husband, who's Tylee's father, died young. He died of a heart attack in 2018. His body was cremated. Her second husband, in July 2019, he was shot dead by Laurie's brother, Alex Cox, in what he said was self-defense. Officials are looking into this now. Now, months later, in December of last year, Laurie's brother, Alex Cox, who shot Charles Vallow, also died, although it's unclear how. Now, in addition to this, Chad Daybell's previous wife, Tammy, who was a popular librarian, was initially believed to have died of natural causes. She was found deceased by her family in her home in October 2019, aged just 49. And now, law enforcement, including the assistance of the FBI, are now investigating a possible connection between the two missing children and the death of Chad Daybell's previous wife, Tammy. As I say, literally weeks after Tammy died, he then married Laurie. Tammy's remains have been exhumed, and they, I believe, have conducted an autopsy. I don't know any findings about that at the moment. Now, I do know that Idaho police and FBI have swarmed a home that's owned by Chad, and was owned by Chad and his deceased first wife, Tammy, in Salem. It's been said that officers with rakes and metal detectors could be seen scouring the backyard. As I say, that's the home where Tammy Daybell was found dead in October. Now, police are stunned and astonished that rather than work with them to help locate her own children, Laurie Vallow has chosen instead to leave the state with her new husband. Now, they've now hired an attorney and issued a public statement saying that they've done nothing wrong, and they look forward to addressing the allegations once they have moved beyond speculation and rumour. But, I mean, that just seems crazy, doesn't it? Her children are missing, her daughter and her stepson. I mean, what's going on? Police don't believe that they are with Laurie, but they do believe that she knows where they are or what happened to them. Now, Laurie is affiliated with a group called Preparing a People. It's a group that helps to prepare people for this earth, for the second coming of Jesus Christ. But they deny being a cult. Apparently they hold events and podcasts, and Chad Daybell, Laurie's new husband, happens to be a speaker for them. So they're both into this religious, what they deny being a cult. So basically people are saying, look, her religious beliefs responsible for what's going on here. Is something weird happened here. Laurie's family members have said that they believe the couple was in a cult. They believe it is a cult. As I say, owners of the group Preparing a People have denied that and said that it's a media company with no religious affiliation. I mean, I'll be interested to know what you think. There's something very, very odd going on here when you've got two parents a member of some kind of religious cult, all to do with the second coming of Jesus Christ, and apparently Chad is also a kind of Doomsday author as well. There's something very strange going on there, and she's not happy. She's not willing to help with the investigation. I mean, come on. Yeah, so there's a good video here, actually, a news outlet video that's got the timeline of what's happened, and maybe will help explain a little bit better. Say it is a bit of a complex web of a story. So I'll share that for you now.
The FBI and police across the country are searching for two missing children from Rexburg, Idaho. They may be in serious danger. 7-year-old Joshua Vallow and 17-year-old Tylee Ryan have been missing since September. Their newlywed parents have been on the run for the past month.
Fox 13's Adam Herbetz has been following the case. He has a look at how this developing story has played out so far.
Well, John Kelly, as this case develops, we expect there will be more points to add to this timeline, but this is what we know so far. Let's start July 11th, 2019. At this point, the kids were doing well, but they witnessed the death of their father, Charles Vallow, in Chandler, Arizona. He was shot and killed by Lori Vallow's brother, a man named Alex Cox. Alex said the shooting was in self-defense, but the case is still under investigation.
This incident started with an argument, a family argument.
Fast forward now to September 23rd. This is the last time anyone reported seeing the children, JJ and Tylee, at school in Rexburg, Idaho, but nobody reported them missing until about 2 months later. We'll get to that in a little bit, but first let's talk about Chad Daybell's wife, Tammy. Her dad tells me she was alive and well on October 4th. She drove down from Rexburg to visit her parents in Springville, Utah, but 2 weeks later, on October 19th, the parents got a call from Chad saying Tammy went to bed coughing and never woke up. At the time, doctors said she died from natural causes at the age of 49. Within 2 weeks of Tammy's death, Chad married Lori Vallow, who, as you remember, has been a widow now for about 3 months. On November 26th, family members started to get concerned. They hadn't heard from the kids, JJ or Tylee. They asked for a welfare check, and police said the newlyweds lied about the children's location.
We've gotten pretty much the runaround.
I don't know what happened to those kids. I know that there's people who do and they're not talking.
You've used the word cult. What do you mean by that?
Their focus is just so much on the end of the world and, you know, this idea that it's coming.
The next day, Rexburg police served a search warrant. They found out Chad and Lori left their home abruptly, so they called in the FBI.
If I could say anything to them, I would just say, tell the truth, you know?
At this point, police determined the death of Chad's wife, Tammy Daybell, may be suspicious. So on December 11th, they went to her gravesite in Springville and exhumed her body for further testing. The day after that, Lori Vallow's brother, Alex Cox, died in Gilbert, Arizona. Remember, this is the same man who shot and killed her husband back in July, and police are not releasing any details about his death. Again, the whereabouts of the two children are still unknown.
I don't care where they're at. We'll go get them. But just let us know where they're at.
Reporting in studio, Adam Herbetz, Fox 13 News, Utah.
In a statement to East Idaho News, an attorney for Chad and Lori had to say this, quote, Chad Daybell was a loving husband and has the support of his children in this matter. Lori Daybell is a devoted mother and resents assertions to the contrary. We look forward to addressing the allegations once they have moved beyond speculation and rumor.
So let's just pray that these children are found and that the parents come forward and talk, because they must know something. There's something that they are not saying. Somebody knows where these children are or what's happened to them. So let's just hope that somebody comes forward with some information.